Welcome to Book on a Shelf, where we break down some of the most powerful works in history. Today, we're looking at a speech, a completely impromptu speech, from a single man that literally stopped a city from burning.
I mean, think about that for a second. A hero is gone, people are angry, they're grieving, and the city is a tinderbox. What can you possibly say? Well, this is the exact situation Robert F. Kennedy walked into on the night of April 4th, 1968. Now, to really get the weight of this moment, we have to rewind a bit. The 1960s in America, it was an unbelievably turbulent time. We're talking about a nation that felt like it was coming apart at the seams with social unrest and deep, painful division. Just look at this timeline. You have these incredible peaks of hope, like Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, right next to these devastating valleys, like the assassination of a president. It was this constant whiplash between progress and violence. And then, just the day before he was killed, Dr. King gives that hauntingly prophetic mountaintop speech. The entire country was on a knife's edge. So on this night, Robert F. Kennedy, who's in the middle of his own presidential campaign, lands in Indianapolis. He's scheduled to speak to this huge crowd, mostly African American, in a city neighborhood. And right as he gets there, he learns the unthinkable. Dr. King has been assassinated, and nobody in that crowd knows yet. It was up to him to tell them. Can you even imagine hearing those words? The police actually told him not to go. They said they couldn't protect him, that a riot was inevitable. But he went anyway. He climbed onto the back of a flatbed truck with no script and delivered the news himself.
But here's what's so incredible. He didn't just deliver the news. He gave this spontaneous eulogy that managed to connect with a crowd full of grief and anger, and he steered them towards peace. And the way he did it, it was a masterclass in using words.
Now, rhetoric can sound like a stuffy academic term, right? But it's not. It's just the toolbox for how to speak persuasively. It's about knowing how to say something to get your point across. And in this moment, Kennedy used that toolbox to perfection. This is the pivot, right here. He looks at this crowd, he acknowledges their rage head-on, and then he does the last thing anyone expected. He doesn't talk down to them as a politician. He connects with them as a human being who has suffered the exact same kind of loss. He built a bridge with his own pain. And there's a name for this technique. It's called ethos. It's all about building credibility and trust. By talking about his brother's assassination, he was essentially saying, I get it. I know this specific kind of pain. I've been there. And that one move, that moment of shared humanity, changed everything. And then he does this. He lays out a choice. Look at the structure of that sentence. What we need is not X, but Y. He repeats it over and over. That's a tool called parallelism, and it makes the contrast between two paths crystal clear. You can see it so clearly here. He's putting two futures in front of them, the path of division and violence, or the path of love and compassion. He's not just telling them what to do, he's framing it as a moral choice for the entire nation. Did you catch that? We have to make an effort. He says it twice. The key word there is we. It's not you people need to calm down. It's we, all of us, together, have a job to do. It's a call for shared responsibility, pulling everyone onto the same team. Even the specific words he picked were so deliberate. He used a simple gut-punch word like hatred because everyone feels that. But then he countered it with these big, hopeful words like love and compassion. And that repetition of the word all, well, that was a subtle echo of the entire point of the civil rights movement. Justice and rights for all. So what happened? Riots exploded in over 100 American cities that night. Washington, D.C., Chicago, Baltimore. They were burning. But Indianapolis? Indianapolis was quiet. It worked. His words actually worked. And this is the part of the story that's just so tragic. Just 2 months later, the man who stood on that truck and pleaded for an end to hatred and violence was himself assassinated. It's a heartbreaking irony. But that moment was not forgotten. Today, in Indianapolis, there's a monument that honors that night. It's a beautiful tribute, a permanent reminder that even in the darkest, most divided times, words of empathy, of shared humanity, can have incredible power. And that really is the heart of it, isn't it? This speech is so much more than just a piece of history. It's a roadmap.
It's a lesson that leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room, but about having the courage to be vulnerable and to remind us of what we share. It's a question we're still asking ourselves today. Thank you for joining us on Book on a Shelf for this summary. If you found this valuable, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And stay tuned for our next summary, where we'll break down another significant work. We'll see you then.